Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So this will be the continuation of the 4NA WA2 paper. We are at question 8 now. Okay, so this question you can see that there are 9 students and they arrange their scores in ascending order. So you can see that it's from small to big, right? So that means this X is the biggest, it's bigger than 9. Okay, so what they tell you is, they tell you the mode, the mean, the median are the same number. And then this guy claims that since the 3 numbers are the same, the mean is a good representation of the performance of the student. So asking you whether you agree or not. So to answer that question, we need to find out what's X first, because the mean is affected by what are the numbers that make up the mean. So we can see that since these 3 are the same, what we can do is we can look at the mode first, because the mode means the number that appears the most number of times. You can see that 8 already appears 3 times. So it doesn't matter what X is going to be, because it's going to be more than 8 for sure. So the 8 will always be 3 times, and the 8 will be the mode, because it appears the most number of times. Once you know the mode is 8, actually you also know the median and the mean is also 8, because they say they are all the same. Okay, so we're going to use the mean, which is 8, to find X. So the mean is just everything add together divided by 9, right? So you can see that I'm doing this, everything add together divided by 9 equal to 8. That's the mean. And then I'm just doing my normal algebra. So I'm going to add all these numbers. It's 54, X is unchanged, 9, then 8. Then I'm going to times the 9 over. I'm at this stage. After that, I'm going to move the 54 to the right side and solve 18. So now that I know that 18 is X, so it looks, if I look at the number, I can see that 18 is like significantly bigger than the rest, right? Because the mean is 8. This X here is 18. It's double of the mean, and then the other numbers are like reasonably close. So this is what I call outlier. So this 18 is an outlier. It's much bigger than the rest. So the reason here can be you disagree since there's an extreme value of 18, or you can say that there's an outlier 18, and that affects the mean, because when you have a super big number, it pushes the mean up more than it should. So that's where it's an outlier lah. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, so the next question we're going to do is question 9. So this will be coordinate geometry. This is quite standard. You can see that I give you 2 points, P and Q. Okay, then I'm asking you to find the equation of the line. Now this is standard procedure. Okay, so equation means I need to have 2 things, 1 gradient, 1 point. So my first job is to find the gradient. So you see that I have 2 points here. This is 3, 10. This is 9, 2. So I got a coordinate. So it's basically y minus y divided by x minus x. So that's where this is here. And then the gradient in this case is negative 4 over 3. Then after that, what I do is I need to find c, right? So I start with y equals mx plus c. Okay, so you can see that I'm using 1 point. So which point do I use? I can use any one of the point. So in this case, I choose to use 310. Okay, it doesn't matter. So y is this value here, right? Because this is xy, so this y, so it's 10 here, and then equal to m. M is the gradient, so m gradient is here. So you see, that's why the gradient is this, m is here, and then it's mx, right? So x will be 3, because 3 comes from here, 3, then plus c. So at this point, I'm going to solve for c. So I times these two together, I'm get negative 4. So I like to leave the c on the right side. I move this to the left, so it's 14. So c is 14. So at this point, c is 14 is not the answer, because I want the equation. So this final line is the answer. So it's y equal to m, you found m, x plus c. So c is 14. So this is the full answer. Okay. So next, they ask you for the coordinates of m. So this m is what? The midway between p and q. So it's somewhere here, right? So visually you can see that it's here, but a better way is to figure out exactly how many steps must you get there. So one trick is like that. So you see, from here to go to the end, extreme end here, so it's from here to here, I'm doing 1 2 3 4 5 6, then go up 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So which means if I'm halfway, I need to go 3 4, because the full thing is 6 8, right? So I'm going 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. So this is the midpoint, which is 6 comma 6. So that's how I got the midpoint. Okay, then after that, this is the length, right? So I'm asking for PQ's length. So is this 2? Basically, I got these 2 points. I'm just subbing into the formula. This is the length formula. Length of the line segment between 2 points. This is not given in the exam. You need to memorize this. This is always going to be asked. Okay, you need to know this. Full stop. It's just applying formula. Okay, so the next question is I have a point R, 13.5. So the first thing you got to do is they tell you 13.5. So 13.5. You're going to mark this point out and label it R so you can see better. Okay, and then what? They say that there's a point S that makes this a triangle. So the 4 points with the S makes it a rectangle, sorry. And then ask you what is S. So if you look at the situation, we have like that, right? Like that, like that. So S is somewhere here. Again, you can visually see this, but there's always a better way, right? So from here to R, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So 4 steps, 3 steps. So same thing from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So there's 7. And then from here, 13. So that's why the S is 7, 13. Okay, then after you got the S, you need a triangle, you need the rectangles area, right? So you need to find this area. So there's a few ways to do this, but the better way would be, since I already know this PQ's length, so that means this length is 10, right? I just need to take length times breadth, right? So the question is, how long is this? You can use the length formula, these 2 points, to find. That's one way. Another smarter way is to actually do this. So from here to here, you can see that there's a right angle triangle. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what I do is I draw the triangle out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So this I use Pythagoras theorem, I find the distance here. So it's 5. And then, of course, once you get 5, it means that this is 10, this is 5, so the area will be length times breadth, so it's 5 times 10, which will mean it's like that, so it's 50. Okay, so that's how you do it. This is a little more difficult, right? Okay, so the next question will be our standard graph question. Now, in NA, I consider this a free question. Basically, it's giving you to free. So you are looking for these 2 blanks, right? So basically, you sub x equal to 3 into this 2x. That's why you can see that it's 3 squared and here's the 3. And then you sub 5, so it's 5 squared here and it's 5. Then you press calculator, you calculate. So this 2 mark is free. Okay, next one is find the values. You can see that the value got S, So that means there's 2 answers here. It's very obvious. So when y equal to 5, what is x? So I'm assuming you can plot this graph. Remember, from what I marked, most of you all can draw this U-shaped graph, no issue. So they're asking you when y is 5. So this is y-axis, right? So y is 5. So here and here. So a lot of people didn't realize there's actually 2 points where the y is 5. So from here, it's good to draw a dotted line here. See, I draw a dotted line here. And then from where you cut the graph, I draw the dotted line down. And I figure out what the number is. So for this graph is 0.6 and 4.1. So that's where the answer comes from. So that's where 0.6, 4.1. Okay, so that's how you do it. Then the next thing is, they already told you draw a tangent. Then you draw lah. So many people didn't draw a tangent. It's upset to see. So at x equal to 1, so you see that x equal to 1 is here. So at x equal to 1, the graph is here. So all you're going to do is you need to draw a line that just touch this point. Okay, just like this. See, this is the point I want. I just touch. Okay. Then from the graph, you can see that the gap here and the gap here is about the same. So that's where you know whether it's a good gradient or not. Okay, so after you draw the tangent, you need to pick 2 points. Now, I tend to always pick this point because you draw at x equal to 1, right? I always pick this point. Then I'm looking for a nice point. So in this case, I choose here. Not the best point, I don't know why, but I just choose 2 and it's half a box, so it's 0.5. So it's 2, 0.75, 1, 3.25. So why do I choose this point? Because at x equal to 1, you can see that it's given to me. Is it x equal to 1, 3.25. I use lah, right? So I write 2 points down, and then I use the gradient formula. So it's y minus y, x minus x. See, y minus y, x minus x. Then press calculator, I'm done. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This 9 marks is effectively free for you. You need to get this in N levels. Cannot give up. Okay, so next thing is the so-called real problem. You can see that there's quite a lot of info, So a lot of people are scared. So you need to be calm, okay? So they say, look at figure 1 and 2. calculate percentage increase in household income from this year to this year. So I need percentage increase. So it's going to be the increase divided by the original times 100. Okay, so household income, see, household income, here, right, household income, this is the year, right? So this is the starting household income, this is the next year. So what's the number here? The number is this, 3093. Then in this year, it becomes 3933. So it basically increased from 3093 increased to 3933, asking you what's the percentage increase. So you take the final one minus the original one divided by the original times 100. You learn this in primary school. Okay, next one, to tell you a lot of info about this guy called Mr. Tan. So 4-room flat, 48 years old, stay with the wife and 2 children, so total 4 person. Okay, then they ask, okay, what is the average daily expenditure per person? Every single word here is important. Okay, so expenditure, so we already know that the expenditure is 3933. Okay, then it's daily. So daily means what? Because this 3933 is 1 month, so 1 month got 30 days, so you got to divide by 30. Then what is this per person? So because this household got 4 person and they want the expenditure per person, so you can assume that they sort of divide equally, so you divide by 4. So divide by 4, divide by 30. So that's how you get 1 person per day. Okay, the next one is a percentage. How the percentage of 4-room spends on transport. So if you look at, again, I tell you figure 2, right? So let's look at figure 2. So this is figure 2, right? And then spend on transport. Transport is what? 562. What's the total? 3933. So again, this is basically primary school stuff. So 562 divided by 3933 times 100, you get the percentage. Okay, so the last one. Okay, so for the last part, sorry, the stand fell. Okay, so for the last part, we are calculating something more complicated, because they say that, okay, this guy, this Mr. Tan earns 4,000 plus, but that's before employee CPF. So that means he got to contribute some money into CPF. So the question is, contribute how much? Then whatever is left, they say that, oh, whatever is left, if he reduce the expenditure on food by 15%, he can make it. Okay, so the question is, how much must he give CPF? So you must look at this table. So again, it's figure 3, right? So I'm looking at figure 3. This is the CPF contribution. So this guy is 48 years old, so he's here, 55 and below, so he's here. And who is he? He's not an employee, he's an employee, so he needs to pay 20%. So meaning he needs to pay 20%. So you see, that's why I find 80%, because after paying 20, he got 80% left. So basically, he's left with 3800 for his expenditure. And we already know that the expenditure on average is 3933. So actually, he doesn't have enough. Look, 3933, he only got 3800. So he don't have enough money. So his plan is, okay, if I reduce the food by 15%, can make it or not? So look, how much is the food? 1127. So this number needs to reduce by 15%. So my next job is to calculate, okay, so this where is it? Here. So this 1127, which is the food, right? I take 15%, is 169.05. So I'm reducing by this. So initially the expenditure is 3933. I take away the so-called the savings on food. I'm at, see here, I'm minus here, right? So it's 37 something. So 37 something, his leftover money is 38 something. So he has enough. So because this is bigger than this, the conclusion is yes, he is correct. It's going to be enough. So that's how you do this question. Okay, so I'm going to do the optional question. So since you might have done both, I'm going to do both lah, no choice. Okay, so first thing is I got a sector, I got a triangle. Some people didn't realize it's a different shape. I don't know what's your eyesight problem. Okay, so basically I have a sector, I have a triangle. I even bold for you, no excuse. So I give you all the numbers here, all in numbers. I tell you that, okay, the two plots have the same area. So basically, this area equal to this area, and I'm supposed to find this theta here. Okay, find theta. So this area is sector. Sector, what's the formula? In this case, in radian, right? So once you see radian, this is the area of sector in radian. Half r square theta. So it's half r square theta. The r is 5. Done. So this one is a triangle. So it's half AB sine C. So you can see that it's the V shape here. Half AB, and then the angle is between, right, sine C. That's why it's half 6.6, 7.2, and the sine C is 0.8. And again, your calculator needs to be in radian mode. If not, you're basically dead. So I have the equation. They say same area, right? So see, same area. That's why I put these two equal. And then I'm going to make this theta the subject. So basically, this half and the 5 and 5 all go down, divide over. I press calculator, whack one shot, answer come out. Okay, so that's how you do the first part. After that, I need to find what length of QR. So QR will be here. Okay, so this is being trigo question, right? Surely it's going to be sine rule cosine rule. So if you know it well enough, you know that I have the V shape here. I got these two sides plus the angle in between this V shape, and I want to find this. This is confirmed cosine rule, and the cosine rule always start with the side that is opposite the angle. So I start here. So my cosine rule starts here. That's why the cosine rule starts here. So it's QR square equal to all the other things. And then because I want QR, I'm going to square root, and I just press calculator straight away. So this is 6 marks. Actually, it's quite easy to do. Okay, so next I do this is the one where we do have some bird flying over some place, right? So angle of elevation. So the moment I see angle of elevation, every time I see this, I straight away draw a right angle triangle. No need to talk one. Okay, so there's a bird, right? Let's call it B. He's flying directly above Q. So the bird is on top of Q. So clearly Q is on the floor, the bird is in the air. And then somebody is looking at the bird from P. So it's here lah. So this is P looking up at the bird. This is the angle I want. So there's some numbers in the triangle that you already know. See, 2.5 here. And then how do I get 6.6? It's PQ, right? So if you look at the picture, PQ is here, 6.6. Already told you already. So you fill it up, and right now I'm at this triangle. I need to find this. This is classic toakaso. So angle is here, opposite, adjacent, use tangent. Then I tangent inverse, done. Okay, so this is another 2 marks. So this 8 marks is actually quite easy to earn and very fast. Okay, I'm at the last question, endure. So this is our next optional question. This is cumulative combo into probability. Okay, so it's quite a common combo. They always do this to you. Okay, so I got 120 apples. Cumulative, right? They ask you for the median, the interquartile rate, standard stuff. Find your Q1, Q2, Q3. So I have 120 apples. The Q2 is the halfway mark. So out of 120, halfway is 60. Q1 is the 1/4 mark. So I divide by 4. It's the 30th apple. So the Q1 is not 60, it's the 60th apple. And then Q3 is the 75% mark. So basically, it's take this number, the 1/4 times 3. So 90th. So these 3 are the position. It's not the actual one. So when I say median mass, I'm looking at the 60th apple. So you see, 0 to 60, this is 60, come here, go down. So basically it is 1 square away from 350. And then you see my working here, what is 1 square? So from here to here is 5 square, is 10. So 1 square is 2. So being 1 square away from 350, this is going to be 348 here. It's very clear, there's no ambiguity here. So interquartile is the same thing. So I find Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 will be the 90th apple. So from here, the 90th apple here, I go down here. So it's 2 squares from this number. So it's 2 squares away from 350. 1 square is 2. That's why it's 354. So same thing for Q1. Q1 will be 30th. So from here, 30th. Come here, come down, 1 square away from 340. So it's 338. Minus away, get the answer straight away. Okay, after that, they say the heaviest 20% of the apple is grade A. So what is the lightest grade A apple? So heaviest 20% means what? The top 20% of the 120 apples. So I'm going to find the 20%. So it's the number 24th apple. So I want the top 24 apples. So if you look at where it is, from the top, it is actually the first 24 apples. So this number here is actually 96. So I need to find this weight. So from here, I go here, I go down. So it's about 2 squares away from 350. So that's why the answer, 3 square away is here, is this one. That's why it's 356. So that's how you do it. Okay, so next one we are looking at probability tree. So a lot of people do this question, but you missed out this star. Takes one eraser from the box and puts it on the table. He never put back to the box, you know. So in other words, this is without replacement. Unfortunately, many people didn't realize this. Okay, this is without replacement. That's why the first time is over 10, the next time is over 9, over 9, over 9, over 9, because one eraser take out already left 9. So over here then it's standard, right? So I have 4 white. After I pick a white, I'm left with 3 white. So initially got 6 white. Of course, the black is still 6. So over here the same theory. I take a B, so the B will have 1 less, and then the W didn't change. So this is quite standard. Okay, so this is no issue. So after you're done, they ask you what? 2 erasers are different colors. So basically, I need to have the WB and the BW, because nobody say who comes first, right? So I need both. So to find this WB, it is just this times this, because it's WB, right? So it's this times this, so it's over here. And then I need the BW, so it's BW, so it's this times this, so it's over here. You plus together, you get the answer. You can also times 2, because actually these 2 numbers are the same. Okay, so that's that's the whole paper. So hope you have learned something new and it will help you in your correction doing. So thank you and bye bye.